just want to make sure what is real and what's not. What is not going on.
Yeah, and I told that's kind of what
that's kind of impressive for him to think, wow, she must really, so that might be part of the reason why he's, and he is 60 and he wants to settle down and he does want that, he wants a wife and he wants to do all of that. I don't know what you got. That's exactly what I expected. I'm sure he would be like, you're going too far. I'm feeling like this, get out of here. That's what
I thought too. Instead he took it as admiration. He goes, wow, you must really care about me, Kate. Yeah.
And that does, he does. That's kind of true. So maybe he did feel that, and that overwhelmed him in a very positive way to where he's like, oh, well, maybe she's my true love.
You just want to make sure what's real and what's not. What is and what isn't going on. So that's kind of impressive for him. So that might be part of the reason. And he is 60 and he wants to settle down and he wants a wife. And he wants to do all that. I don't know what you got. That's not exactly what I expected. I thought for sure he would go, you've gone too far. And I am not dealing with it, get out of here. And that overwhelmed him in a very positive way. To where he's going, well, maybe she's my true love.
One of the things he said he would do, I'll take my phone off the lock, you have full access to my phone, you have full access to my internet, you have full access to everything. And I'm thinking, well, actually...
Funny about you two, it's like, another guy would have gone years ago. Would have put up with this?
Yeah.
And then you have sort of turbulent, I don't know what it is, not a good one, but he is doing your request. Doing what you ask. That's pretty good. Most guys would be like, fuck you, bitch, I'm out of here. So I don't know what it is for you two. You've got some sort of, mad attraction to each other. Something. Right? I don't know what you got, but I would be really careful and definitely keep it in a trial basis. Boys, you kind of really... You keep winning it in shame. Every time you get into this conflict, for another guy to leave, he ends up going, okay, I will do that. And I will do that. And then, but I guess with time, right? And then he retakes on it, I don't know.
That's what's funny about you two guys. Another guy would have never put up with all of this. He is fulfilling your request. Doing what you asked. A lot of guys would go, fuck you, bitch, I'm out of here. Not dealing with this. So, I don't know what you got. I don't know what. You got some sort of mad attraction, I don't know what you got. I don't know. But I would be really careful. Trial basis. He ends up going, okay, I will do that, I will do that.
You two have an interesting thing. I don't know. There's some sort of law of attraction involved with you two. You really find yourselves back together again, and both of you tolerate a lot of crap from the other person, but instead of him running, he's like, okay, well, I will do this now, and I'll unlock my phone, and you have access to all of this, and these are the things that you asked him before, and he refused, but now he says he will. No, give it the best go.
Yeah, you're right, because if I don't give it the best go, then I may end up having regrets that way, too.
Right.
So, actually, it's interesting. We're beginning to go, okay, we're locking horns right now. Like we were doing that, and he said, let's go take a walk.
Yeah, you know what, that's exactly what it is. You two are vying for the control level of the relationship.
We're both very strong and we're both very stubborn. So Rich kind of said, well, let's go take a walk. And I kind of it just sort of went away, and I said, okay, what were we fighting about? So I kind of got into
You two have an interesting thing, there's some sort of a law of attraction. It's interesting, you two have an interesting thing, I don't know, there's some sort of law of attraction involved with you two, you find yourself back together, you two. Both of you tolerate a lot of crap from one another. Instead of him running, he goes, okay, I will give you access to all of this. If you're going to give it a go, then give it the best go. You two are buying for control of the relationship.
Right? Well, we set up a contract. We have to talk about it. In fact, it's mentioned that when you do the contract, that when one party breaches anything in this contract, we have to make a pact, and we're going to sit down and talk about it and negotiate and figure out why did the party do that, what's up, where are we heading, because really ultimately in the end, yes, you end up wasting a lot of time in your life, but it actually is something that would work for you too.
It might be. I mean, he does sound like he does seem to be pretty earnest. I mean, I want to give it 100%. I mean, he even, I don't know, this is just Rich taunting me, but it's like, hey, I realize that I'm broken and I want to go to counseling with you. He didn't just say that once. He said that in like a couple of months.
This is all for you to figure out and decide how you're going to go about it.
Well, I'm going to go by how seriously he really seems to be. And he does actually, I was surprised how serious he does seem to be. I mean, and he does, he used to have a little tantrums and walk off, and now he goes, no, okay, I'm not going to walk off. Let's work this out. So
this is why you got to write it down. It's a contract to be able to discuss it. It's okay. This is part of our arrangement, and there's not going to be any judgment. You got to be really careful about this. This is not who did what wrong and blah, blah. This is a negotiating discussion and trying to get
Set up a contract. We have to talk about it. When you set up a contract, when one party breaches the contract, then there's a pact to sit down and talk about it and negotiate. Figure out why did the party do that, what's up, and you go, where are we heading? Because yes, you're spending a lot of your life. That would work for you guys. This is all for you to figure out and decide how you are going to go about it. You got to write it down. It's a contract. Being able to discuss, it's part of our arrangement. Discuss it. There's not going to be any judgment. But I would be really careful. This is a negotiating discussion.
yeah, and of course, actually, he wouldn't mind getting into flipping homes, and I'm kind of like, well, my problem might be okay too, because I wouldn't mind getting out of rentals and going more into flipping homes and not taking.
They might help him too financially because he's kind of come up with a job and he's looking after that he could do. And then, people grow and learn. And then you can really kind of get a feel.
And actually, he's gotten much better about that. It's kind of like, I've sat him down a couple of times, and I've said, okay, we need to talk. And he's like, he goes through it. He sits down and he talks.
Yeah, well, that's good. Okay, so you are reaching him in that sense, and it's like you're kind of
good. Yeah, I mean, we've got the elements to make a good relationship.
Okay, well, you never know. It's like, because as they get older too, they realize this is only so long. You don't lose so much time. Really. And so, but you two can really benefit each other in a lot of ways.
But I would be really careful. This is a negotiating discussion. It might help him financially. Something that he could do. People grow and learn. Okay, well, that's good, then you're reaching him. Okay, well, then you never know. When you get older, they realize that you don't have much time.
Thank you. I was glad that you're encouraging me.
Yeah, like I say, I'm not telling you to do it, but if you feel that there could be some, on a 3-month trial basis, what the hell, then why don't you have a lot of fun?
Yeah.
Give a 3-month trial basis, then what the hell, then why don't you have a lot of fun? You were being groomed to the narcissist. I reported the news to Rich that Cindy had a positive attitude.
Yeah, everything's good with her.
Alright, good.
She's supposed to put together a business contract with you, as well as a relationship contract that shows, that we're each giving 100% because we have a good thing. She goes, you guys must have something going on. She goes, but you guys have something going on. Then you guys always seem to work it out. Because if you really, if you guys were able to go through all of that, then it seems like it's really sincere and we're just really trying to work it out for a while. She goes, be careful, because if he starts seeing you make money hand over fist and he's getting paid $1,000 and you're getting $20,000, it's going to cause resentment. You need
No. I have already told you that it's your It's not going to cause a problem with me. I've never had problems with your business. That's your business. I've never had issues with Chelsea. That's your child.
All right, but if you start resenting that I'm making a lot of money and I'm paying, no, okay.
No.
All right, then I won't. Well, you need to let me know if that occurs.
Okay, I will. I'll let you know right away. But to me, I know you're going to make money at the beginning. All I want to do is do it with you. I want to help you. I want you to make money. I want you to do well. I'd rather have you do well and work for somebody that I love.
Bye-bye. Love you too.
When I got home, I thought maybe I should keep it to myself. She was so encouraging. I thought my sister finally got that this relationship meant everything in the world to me. For sure she would help me. Rich and I would get married. We would work and play happily ever after. My sister Cindy did a 180 on me.
Really? So how was it down there? Did you have a good time, or
It was pretty good. Actually, it was really good.
Really? So how was it down there? It was pretty good. Actually, it was really good.
So today I would like to talk about the narcissist's negative vibes, the narcissist's negative energies. Narcissists, their negativity is very contagious. Negativity in general is very contagious. If you are around narcissists and they're constantly, undermining you and belittling you and putting you down, that negativity tends to spread. So it just ruins your day. So your energy shifts or starts to fizzle over time when you're in a relationship with the narcissist. The narcissist, their negativity ruins your life. They are just...
Well, and here's the problem here that I would definitely have a heads up to is it doesn't take him long after you guys do a split and he's off with somebody else.
Well, and here's the problem with him is it doesn't take him long after you guys do a split and he's off with somebody else. I didn't catch her twisting things around. How did it go from really good to, here's the problem with him. She's twisting things around 180 degrees. This caused fear and for my head to spin. And this is exactly what a psychopath does with their words. They are masters at taking your words and twisting them. This is called deflection. Cindy is turning my attention from my stating that I had a really good time with Rich to here's the problem with him. Before I knew it, I was sucked up into a tornado of fear. Fear to return to Rich and a fear to speaking up due to not wanting to be beaten down by her. I panicked, which caused me to cling to her even more and to turn my power over to her. Like she was the Pied Piper. Moving the target from one feeling to its opposite and back again done enough times has a biological basis beyond any cognitive learning and causes a feeling of having your head shredded and torn apart and breaks you down to ash. As a defense tactic, you naturally numb yourself to cope with the psychological abuse. Then as a further defense tactic, I went into a nervous breakdown for a year and without knowing it lost 40 pounds.
Shit out comment. Well, then I guess, I don't know, apparently he can replace you as easy as pie, so you got nothing to worry about, right? Oh, you're just there for a function, you know that. Although I realize that he does this catty little thing about I'll have you replace that mark or something. And that's harsh, unnecessary things. So that should say to you, man, I don't need this. It's not worth anything to me anyway. That's what you want to do.
Well then, I guess I don't know, apparently, he can replace you as easy as pie, so you got nothing to worry about, so no, you're just there for a function, you know that. Although I realize that he does this catty little thing, I'll have you replaced. Harsh and mean, unnecessary thing to say. So that should say to you, man, I don't need this, am not worth anything to him anyway. She's beating me down more. And doing projection of blaming it on Rich. More sick twisted shit. For the first few years I end up blaming myself for not fighting back. I realize the reason why I didn't fight back is because I have been conditioned as a child when I'm being abused to shut down. And the bitch knows this too.
He's offering that I can go back after Christmas, so that is kind of something he is offering. I should just not worry about this house. I should go see him during Christmas, and then come back, and then, although
How many days would it take? When are they going to lay the floor? Because you might be able to get the snow down. Well, how many days would it take to get the floor done?
it'll take a day.
She doesn't give a damn about the house. She's just doing whatever she can to fuck me over.
Yeah, I really need to go down there. I'm going to be replaced in 2 weeks anyway. If you hurry, Brent, it's going to be before Christmas. If you hurry.
10 days, yeah.
I mean, you can say a snide remark like that because technically doesn't it just not really matter if they're even in his life?
Maybe I shouldn't worry about this house. And go see him during Christmas.
When are they going to lay the floor? How many days will it take to lay the floor? Yeah, and if you hurry, Rich, you might be able to replace me before Christmas. Doesn't it really not matter if you're there in his life?
Because you feel the same thing I felt against Bill. I couldn't go back to Bill. You fucked me over twice. I'm not an idiot. How much fucking abuse does the person want to take? You should be done then. You're still carrying that same anger from years ago. It hasn't diminished at all. If anything, it's possibly worse. So end it then.
But it is the holidays. I got it right. It is the holidays, and that makes me want to go. Well, Rich is actually surprisingly mellowed out a bunch. Which,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he knows he'll lose you if he does it.
She's beating me down to ash. Of course I regret ever giving her the benefit of the doubt. I have lost the love of my life, while being psychologically beat to shit.
Around, and eventually, if you marry him, I can see him with time trying to psychologically convince you that it's necessary that he be able to look and maybe have sex with someone once in a while. If he can beat you down psychologically so you feel so shitty about yourself, he might actually get you to consent to that. Yeah, and that's the scary stuff. You don't even want to ever let anybody ever take you down psychologically like that, ever. No, that's disgusting. That's just disgusting. But I can see him doing it. Putting you down so low that you think you're the scum of the earth and, it's only right that he go fuck somebody else and I'll just be the good wife to teach you.
How can you have that statement right? Can you ever have a trusting bonding relationship together? It's weird that he would say that. Loyalty is important part of a relationship. Yeah, just another bullshit line there. Rich. Eventually if you marry him, I bet you within time he will psychologically beat you down. Psychologically, so that you feel yourself so low and shitty about yourself that you actually conform to that, and that's the scary stuff. You don't want even to ever let anybody take you down psychologically like that ever. That's disgusting. I can see him doing that. That's disgusting. I can see him doing it, working you down so low that you think you're the scum of the earth. And that it's only right if he fucks somebody else and I will be the good wife. Instead my sister did a 180 on me. She had some kind of psychological hold on me. And she was in control of me. How did I get to this point? It was December 3rd, 2014.
Finally. Stop making this a habit.
my body hurts so bad.
I know it does. Get your ass and get your ass over here.
My body hurts. Oh.
I'm trying to tell you, you're so freaking ignorant. You don't listen to me. I think he gets excited about your project at the beginning, then he loses the show on his wins.
Yeah, a lot of guys are like that.
I haven't done that to you.
No, not really.
Alright, well, I'm not going to pay. I decided I'm not going to pay you. Because the more you procrastinate, the more you're going to end up paying. So I'm not going to go there.
That's
like a lion sack of shit kind of stuff. Which is not so appealing.
Right, so there's like,
He probably will learn something, but not going to fall back to a lot of his old ways. I think that will happen. So even if he does everything you say, which you have worked him into shape pretty good, I have to admit, most men would never have reindeers to do with that shit. Most men would not. Well, you know, the demanding, you must change for me. And, you know, that's a fear, you see. And instead of accepting him as you are so rich, you know, he was speaking for a while. You know, he needed you, he was funny, but it was way too late at this point. Yeah, he probably has changed to some degree, but I think that he will, once he thinks he's in the comfort zone and everything is dandy, I think he would go right back to his ways.
Cognitive dissonance is the difficulty accepting what you believe to be true is actually false. In other words, the thoughts that my sister would hurt me. And she intentionally feeds that by occasionally acting like she has good intentions and acting like the Good Samaritan. Which is just another tactic for control and to throw you off the trail.
But he also is human, and he also has his needs, you know, he thinks he has like an too, so that doesn't really mean he's a super bad person, but he is a bit of a manipulator, and, you know, it's easy to get what he wants. But don't a lot of people, don't a lot of people, I mean, you know,
I don't think I would have hurt her.
Lying sack of shit. I think he has learned something. I think he will go back to his old ways. I think that will happen. Even if he does everything you say. Which you have whipped him into shape pretty good. Well, you know you must change for me. Instead of accepting him for who they are. It's probably too late at this point. Yeah, I think he has changed to some degree. Once he's in the comfort zone and everything is dandy, I think he will go back to the way he was. But he also has his needs. He manipulative, but don't a lot of people.
You know, unless you can let that shit go, and you're still holding it from day one, wasn't it the first major event that happened 2.5 years later, and you're still as angry about it as you were then.
Yeah.
So you haven't resolved it, so it's absolutely going to contaminate anything you hope to have.
Unless you can let all that shit go. And you're still holding it from day one. And you're still as angry. You haven't resolved it. So, it's absolutely going to contaminate anything you hope to have.
Yeah, man, about it. And I think
Do you not remember how devastated I was when I said, Rich, what do you mean you've changed your mind? What do you mean you've changed your mind? Are you, whatever, what do you mean you're not ready? Do you remember how devastated I was when you told me that? Do you have any remembrance of that at all?
well, Kathleen, okay, yes, I do remember that. I remember that. You were hurt. You're still hurt. But I'm asking you, Kathleen Taylor, if I'm ready now.
But I mean, it caused me... There's just some things you can never get over. I can never get over you doing that. I wanted to go forward with you. I wanted so much for us to... Okay, Rich, it's your turn. You do it. You turn around and you do it. And then we'll live happily ever after. And maybe that's the problem is I have some kind of fantasy, some kind of fairy tale that I was going to do my part and you were going to do your part. And we're going to live happily ever after.
Oh, it's still a we can still repair that.
I can't get over that. How could you do that to me? How could you say, I'm not ready? How could you do that to me? I mean, that killed me. That killed my heart. It was so bad.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, Kathleen. I was being honest with you. I mean, what would you have rather done? For me to lie to you and then go on and press on and then lie to you.
No, I'd rather you have turned around, done the same thing that I did, left everything, and not let it linger on for as long as you let it linger on. That's what I wanted to do. Turn around and say, okay, Kay, I'm leaving. You left before the place was rented. You left at the end of September. I would have expected for you to leave in September. You were gone the whole month of October. I would have thought that in October you would have got...
Okay, I got this. What if I go visit you?
I think we just... I'm never gonna... It's always gonna be resentment from that. I'm gonna always go, why did I stick out in the relationship after that?
What if I go visit you, Kathy, too?
It's not going to change how I feel.
Well, I know, but at least I get to see you. And so what happens if I go visit you?
No, you need to stay there. If I just first friend, I don't want to make promises because you're pushing me into them. No, I don't want to do that.
What's your thought and concept?
I was kind of considering I would come visit you, but what are we doing? Are we going to drag this relationship on? How many more years are we going to drag this on?
Well, that's the whole plan that I was going to give you a surprise, but you kind of already gave my surprise. But I wanted to tell you that I do love you, and I want to continue to be with you, Kathleen. I don't want another woman. I've been through this already, and fallen in love with you, and I want to repair things. I want to start doing things. If you can, just talk to God and ask for forgiveness, and I want to be with you.
I've been never able to get over that. I tried so hard to get over it.
Yes, you need some more time. Well, it's one time. Obviously, you feel that way. I'm petty. So, maybe if we reunite, I can talk to you some more. Maybe I think what's happening is you might be going through a healing process that is taking you a while here, and you can't let it go. And I want to make sure that you're the one that I want to be with.
You want to make sure I'm the one that you want to be with.
What I was trying to say is I want to make sure that you understand that you're the one that I want to be with.
Well, why don't we talk about this a little bit later more? It's a lot fun. I wasn't expecting to talk about this.
Okay, understand. All right, we'll be there. I'm going to go back to the breakfast thing. Okay, we'll talk later. I'll check on you. And see how you're doing in the house today.
Okay, that sounds good. All right. Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready now.
Yeah, he's kind of like that is also. You don't trust him, remember? Stop thinking that you got something wonderful there. How can it be any good if you can't trust him? He's gonna lie and cheat. I don't even know how. I don't even know. Like, if you like him, well, I don't know. You get whatever, but promising you he'll never cheat again, and that's bullshit. That's not true.
Yeah.
He'll never lie. There you go. So that he'll just go right back to that. Even though he has quite a record of doing that. And you gotta get him into the web, eh? Isn't that part of the procedure there.
What,
It's all pretty predictable, I think, and I don't see it disappearing either. I see it going on a hiatus while he's reeling you in. But you're back in. If he feels confident you're back in, he's going to turn into the asshole and be lying and snotty to you and all the other shit he does. Big part of this one, you get to talk to you've already told him goodbye, so. And you would even have contact this person for a relationship? Stabbing and conniving. I mean, my God. I mean, you know the answer to all of this. You just have some sort of, now you're emotionally well, okay. So just don't let him get a hold of it. Don't let him, whatever. He's not that much of a prize anyway. He's overrating himself. Right. And it wouldn't just never work, so that's good. I'm glad that you did that. And you probably need to stay away, too. No phone calls and all that stuff. Okay, well, good. All right, I got that squared away, and then you'll...
dancing lessons with them, and I'll even go to counseling with them.
Person to be with, I got to be rid of joy. Stabbing them in the back. That's not too joyful. Anyway, I'm going to get back to my movie, so I'm glad to hear that you did.
Yeah, he's kind of like bad news also. You don't trust him, remember? Stop thinking you got something wonderful there. How can it be any good if you can't trust him? He lies and cheats. I don't even know how you can feel any kind of. He tells you he will never cheat again. Well, that's bullshit. You know that's not true. So, you know he will just go right back to that. When he's got a clear record of doing that. I mean, you gotta get them in the web. Isn't that part of the procedure there? He's going to try to be the asshole and lying. Snotty to you and all the other shitty stuff he does to you. Well, you already told him goodbye, so good. You were contemplating this person for a relationship. Stabbing and conniving, I mean, my God. I mean, you know the answer to all of this. You were just emotional. Well, okay, so just don't let him get a hold of you either. Don't let him whatever. He's not that much of a prize anyway. He's overrating himself. Just would have never work anyway, so that's good. I'm glad to see that you did that. You probably need to stay away too, no phone calls and all that stuff. Well, okay, got that squared away. Well, anyway, I gotta get back to my movie. So I am glad to hear that you did that.
You got lots of options, and you had a really productive year, so you should relax. You did better than me, equity-wise, for sure, going on in that. I don't even have anything going on there, so I'm like zero. So you still fit up better. You bought the truck and the two houses. That's pretty damn good, and got them both fixed up and ready for action. Yeah, right. No, you're doing really good. I would pat yourself on the back and say what a pretty darn productive year it was for you. That's so good. So it's going really well for you, actually. So that's good. It's gonna be a relief to get right out of there. I mean, my God. So it's not really disappointing. So you can help it better, or there's something really, really wrong. Well, you should fucking roll up in a while and just sit there and meditate and think about the weird behavior you do sometimes. And you want to start this sort of thing. You don't really need a psychiatrist. You just need a bull. Anyway, it allows you to stop and contemplate your own sentiment evaluations you don't normally do. I'm sure he knows you don't want to be with him. That's what I was saying. And then let him go have his life. Yeah. And he may really learn something from this experience. I think he probably will, but it won't maybe benefit you. It'll have to be the next person, and not even maybe that one, but somewhere down the line before he gets too old, somebody may find a benefit from his, getting his shit together. Yes, he does. I'm not sure he will, but I have that kind of time to waste. But it would be nice for him to walk away learning something here, or that because you said you care about him, that you want him to have a good life. So hopefully he did learn some things here and willing to look at himself and the part that he plays in all of this too. So it won't be your concern, I'm sure it won't be. But I think that he probably will. He'll learn something. That's well. So it works out pretty darn good, I think. You know, you just keep him down there and have him go. It should go pretty good.
You've got lots of options. You had a really great year. You did better than me. So, you should be glad you did better than me for sure. I don't have anything going on like zero. You know, you bought the truck and the 2 houses. You done pretty good. And got them both fixed up and ready for action. You're right. You done really good. I would pat yourself on the back and go, what a productive year it's been. So, it's going really well actually. It's going to be a relief to get rich out of there. So, it worked out just perfect. Somebody better something really wrong with you. You should fucking smoke a bowl and just sit there, think about the weird behavior you do sometimes. You don't need a psychologist. Smoke a bowl. Anyway, it allows you to sit there and contemplate. He knows you don't want to be with him, so let him go and have his life. And he may really learn something from this experience. You know, I think he probably will, but it won't maybe benefit you. It'll have to benefit the next person, maybe don't even know if it will be that one. But somewhere down the line before he gets too old. Somebody finally benefits from his getting his shit together. If he does, I'm not sure he will, but you don't have that kind of time to wait. But it would be nice for him to walk away and learn something here. Because you care about him and you want him to have a good life. And hopefully he does learn some things here. And willing to look at himself and the part he played in all this too, so I think he probably will. He'll learn something. It worked out pretty darn good, I think. You just keep him down there. And don't have him come here.
Welcome back. My name is Holly. My channel is all about spreading narcissistic abuse awareness and helping you heal and recover. So today I would like to talk about the narcissist's negative vibes, the narcissist's negative energies. Narcissists, their negativity is very contagious. Negativity in general is very contagious. If you are around narcissists and they're constantly, undermining you and belittling you and putting you down, that negativity tends to spread. So it just ruins your day. So your energy shifts or starts to fizzle over time when you're in a relationship with the narcissist. The narcissist, their negativity ruins your life. They are just consumed by negativity. They are a black hole of negativity swallowing you up. They swallow you up. The positive energy. They swallow up the positive energy of you and everybody around you, and they make everybody around them miserable. They are always trying to drag you down and put you down, and you end up getting caught up in that negativity spiral when you're dealing with narcissists. Because they survive on negativity. That is their fuel. They are very thin-skinned. And this is the reason why they are sensitive to criticism. They take compliments the wrong way. They take jokes the wrong way. And also, it's because of their fragile ego. They whine and they complain all of the time. Oh my God. They are the victim of everything and everybody. Narcissists, they are incapable of producing positive energy like you and I. They absorb your energy like a sponge. They absorb your attention. They absorb your time. Everything is about the narcissist. They constantly bring you down. They constantly undermine you. They constantly belittle you. And anything you accomplish, anything you achieve will either be downplayed or ignored. It will be dismissed. They put a negative spin on everything. For example, let's say you're excited about an engagement, or you're excited about a dream job that you got, or a new house, and you share it with the narcissist. They always make everything sound negative. So basically, they're going to tell you to be careful, caution you to be careful, warn you of the dangers, or tell you to think carefully through it before accepting. They are pathologically jealous. They are pathologically envious. So they're doing this to make you feel like you. Just to bring you down. It's a way of bringing you down because they're just so jealous. They're consumed by negativity. So they have to take something positive and turn it into something negative by, the fact that you just got a dream, you finally got your dream job, or you finally bought a house, and they just flipped it into something negative. That's how they are. That's how my narcissistic mother is. That's why, I went no contact with her. She's always negative. This is something that my mother loves to do. She takes everything that I share with her, every good news that I share with her, anything that I bring up to her in confidence that's positive, she turns it into a negative. But she turns it, she makes it seem like it's bad or what my mother would do, she would bring up topics that she would bring up past things that have happened to me in the past just to make me feel pain or make me feel guilty. That's what they do. They love bringing up negative events in your past that cause you to feel pain or cause you to feel guilty, or even anger, or to make you feel like you're a failure, or to make you feel like you're not good enough, and to even make you feel like you're rejected. No matter how much you try to remain strong, their negativity ends up just completely draining you and consuming you, and you feel completely exhausted. If someone is constantly talking about how bad things are, everything that comes out of their mouth is negative, they're constantly complaining, and they never actually do anything to solve the problem or, solve what's upsetting them. They never have anything positive to say. That's how you know. That's how you know you're dealing with a narcissist. They are the biggest drama queens and kings. They don't have a positive outlook on life. They don't have a positive outlook on themselves or anybody, rather. Their negativity comes from a place of insecurity within themselves. Their negative behavior is a reflection of them. It tells you what kind of person that they are. It's not a reflection of you. It has their negativity has nothing to do with you. How do you deal with the narcissist's negativity? Well, you smile. You don't say anything. Remain completely detached and walk away from it. Walk away, walk out of the room, and just don't engage them in conversation. Don't try to engage them with anything that you are, if you achieve something, if you have accomplished something, don't think the narcissist is going to be happy for you. Don't try to engage them in conversation about anything positive. That's just how they are. They are consumed by negativity. So they're always going to take the positive out of the negative. They're always going to take the positive things and turn them into something negative. That's how they are. They take the positivity out of everything. That's why they're so miserable, and they want you to be miserable. They are seeking to get a reaction out of you, and that's what the narcissist feeds off of. So don't get yourself caught up in the narcissist's web of negativity, because as soon as you do, that's when they start to drain you of your energy. all of your positive energy, and you're just like in shambles. You're just exhausted. And their unhappiness and negativity has nothing to do with you. They run around full of drama, full of frustration and anger and disappointment, and it piles up eventually. And they need a place to project it onto. They need a place to dump this on. And that's why they project. That's why they're so negative. They love negativity. They actually love it. That's why they start arguments. That's why they, try to provoke you. So yes, don't get caught up in the narcissist negativity. That's what they want. They're consumed by anger, negativity. They're consumed by a lot of things. And they can't change. This is the narcissist. This is who they are. My mother, every time I went around her, she would constantly bring up things that have happened to me back when I was, in my teenage years. She would even bring up stuff like sensitive things that, like painful things that have happened to me, and constantly bring it up. And the fact that narcissists lack empathy, they don't care that, they know you have a past, and they know that certain things that they bring up might hurt you or might make you feel a certain way. And you have already let the narcissist know, I don't want to talk about this, yet they keep bringing it up. They don't care about how you feel or how they make you feel. That's where that lack of empathy comes in. So then, they want to get an argument started. You're going to call them out on it. Please don't talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. It's in the past. Let's leave it in the past. And that's pretty much all you have to say. But the narcissist, they keep at it. They keep going on and on and on and on until you just literally get pissed off, and then that's when an argument starts, and then that's when you just completely lose it. And that's what they want. They feed off of negative. They feed off of emotion. They feed off of your negative energy, because if you think about it, narcissists, they don't like it when you're happy. They tend to leave you alone, but when you're upset, they just egg you on and love it. They provoke your anger. They provoke your sadness. They provoke your negative emotions, and that's what they feed off of. They marinate themselves in negative energy. They love it. It's like, as empaths, we are able to walk in a room and can sense the vibe, the energy level of the room. Like, I know I'm able to walk in a room and I can sense negativity. That's just, as empaths, we have the ability to do that. And when you're around a narcissist, it's just, they don't even have to say anything. You can just sense their energy. Narcissists, they are incapable of producing positive energy, which is why they suck your positive energy out of you. And this is why, like my last video, I stated in my last video why narcissistic abuse is so draining, because they constantly have you walking on eggshells. They're constantly provoking you. They're constantly playing these manipulative mind games with you, and you're constantly focused on the narcissist, trying to please them and make them happy, and you're just exhausted. Oh my goodness, they're consumed by negativity. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Don't get yourself caught up in the narcissist negativity. If they start to bring up things in the past that you don't want to talk about, all you have to say is, we've already discussed this once and I don't want to talk about that. So, could you please respect that and walk out the room? Don't say anything else. If the narcissist tries to say something negative, like have a negative conversation with you about anything, the narcissists have nothing positive to say. So it's best not to even engage them in conversation. And I'm going to do another video about that. you can't have a conversation with a narcissist without it turning into an argument, or they're going to be purposely being indifferent to you. They're purposely going to disagree with you and misunderstand you. And narcissists, like I said, they're consumed by negativity. Don't get caught up in that negativity, because it's going to be a downward spiral from there, and you're only going to get yourself frustrated and drained. And so it's best not to go to the narcissist and discuss your accomplishments and achievements or anything positive about you. And I know it seems counterintuitive not to talk about anything that you have accomplished. You can talk about this stuff with normal people like your friends or people that you trust and people that are not narcissists. It's just not best to talk about this stuff with a narcissist, because they don't care, for one, and two, they're consumed by negativity. So they're going to take everything that, and the fact that you're excited to share these things, that makes them even more jealous. So don't even discuss anything like this with a narcissist. Just keep things brief, to the point, and just keep it moving. So I hope this video was helpful to you. Please like, comment, share. It's